please welcome a seasoned professional with over 12 years of experience in the skincare industry, Portia Jones, the Director of Aesthetics Education for ClarityRx, to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, I'm Portia. I'm the Director of Education at ClarityRx. So excited to be here. This was a new partnership for 2024 for Clarity with Phoenix Salon Suites. And so we're really excited to introduce to you who Clarity is and really explain a little bit deeper how to demystify labels in the skincare industry. Oftentimes, a lot of brands will boast being natural, fragrance-free, organic, and it can get a little confusing with the marketing jargon. And so at Clarity, we like to say it's more than just our name. We really want to be transparent about what's actually in our products. So today we're going to really demystify natural skincare as a whole. So before we really go into understanding the labels and really understanding how to pick out your skincare products and really understand and communicate to your clients what they're using on their skin and you are using in the treatment room on their skin, it's really important to understand what natural skincare is at its most simple definition. And that is, of course, coming from ingredients from nature like minerals, etc. However, it does go a little bit deeper than that, because when you start to use natural skincare on your skin, you might notice or have heard of someone having an allergic reaction or irritation. So there are processes that you have to go through when formulating a natural skincare product that might get a little bit complicated in terms of you or your client would actually say that is still a natural skincare ingredient at its core. So our clients are looking to use more natural skincare. That's not anything particularly new. However, having this many offerings for natural skincare is new. I absolutely love it. I love that we can go to even our Whole Foods and find natural skincare, and it's not this mission anymore. I know just 12 years ago when I started in the industry, it wasn't so accessible. And really, we've been using loads of chemicals on our skin and our hair since around the 80s. And a lot of our clients are looking to use something more holistic, more natural. In fact, I have a statistic up here, 83% of beauty users say understanding the effect and the purpose of the ingredients is important. So not only do they want to know what's in their product, they want to know why it's in their product. So when you send them a product or a home with a product that has loads of different ingredients on the label, they're going to be naturally a little confused. I've been in this industry for quite a bit, and I even get confused at what all the ingredients are and what their specific purpose is. But hopefully today, after this quick little training that we have for you, you'll be able to decode some of those ingredient labels and really inform your client so that they can make the best decision for themselves on what they're putting on their skin. So the term natural, it's really important. It is not regulated within our industry. So someone can say their products are natural without having any testing done or anything to really back that up. That could be loaded with chemicals, yet still be sold as a natural skincare product. And that is the problem that I know I have and a lot of my clients have had with the industry. And what we want to do at Clarity is really help our clients understand what's formulated or what our products are truly formulated with. So let's go through some of these popular skincare terms that you have likely seen on your products or all over Instagram and social media, and likely your clients have come in and asked specifically for these types of ingredients in the past as well. So the first is synthetic skincare. I likely think that your client haven't come in saying, I want a synthetic skincare product, right? However, the majority of products, including ClarityRx, has synthetic ingredients. These are ingredients that, for Clarity, have been created to be bioidentical to natural skincare ingredients that maybe come from plants or animals, but there's a specific reason why we've chose to make them lab synthesized. Typically, it's because one, it's a cruelty measure. So at ClarityRx, we're completely cruelty-free, PETA certified. So ingredients like squalene that comes from sharks, we wouldn't want to, I know I love Clarity, but there are a few things I would not do for Clarity. One of them is go and get squalene from an actual shark. So there's different ingredients that just make sense to actually lab synthesize them. So others would be hyaluronic acid and other ingredients that are very identical to our skin. Really, our skin responds well to them, but there is a specific reason why we can't get them from the earth. Another one would be vitamin C. Of course, we can get ascorbic acid from loads of fruits and vegetables, but we know it's super unstable. So that's another ingredient that our chemists would formulate in the lab. And honestly, the majority of these lab synthesized ingredients, at least from ClarityRx, are originating from some sort of natural ingredient to begin with. For example, the ascorbic acid is typically salt blends. So it does have a natural beginning for most of these ingredients, but it is important to understand what lab synthesized ingredients is and what synthetic skincare is as a whole. So then the next term that you'll see is fragrance-free. Now this one is particularly interesting because a lot of people, it sounds very simple, fragrance-free, but what does that truly mean and how would a natural skincare brand label their products? Well, it is a very distinct difference from its friend unscented. So fragrance-free specifically refers to products that do not contain any artificial or even natural fragrances. So there is nothing added to the product to enhance the scent. That means that whatever the product needed to be its most effective, that's what's in the product, right? To get those skincare results, it's not about the experience, it's not about the fragrance or the scent. But then unscented, whereas we have so many clients with irritated skin that we recommend unscented products for, and it's actually quite sad because when you look at what it takes to make a product unscented, it typically means you have to remove the fragrance from the product. And so when you're removing a fragrance from a product, it's going through a process that was stripping the ingredient of that fragrance, essentially. So usually you have to expose it to some harsh chemicals. Think of like bleaching, stripping something from the product to get that scent out. So now whether it was natural to begin with or not, we've added loads of chemicals to remove that fragrance and now call this unscented. So for those that have contact dermatitis or eczema or any type of irritation on their skin, I highly recommend sticking with fragrance-free and avoiding unscented at all costs because you just really don't know the process that it had to go through to remove that fragrance. Most things have a scent to them, so it's going to have to go through some sort of process. The next is going to be hypoallergenic. And hypoallergenic is another kind of marketing term. So it's really difficult to label something as hypoallergenic because allergies can come from so many different things. That being said, there are a couple ingredients that are known irritants, latex for one, right? So that a product that contains latex would never be marketed as a hypoallergenic product. That being said, there may be something in the product that irritates your skin, but yet it might be sold as a hypoallergenic product. Because you can't test everybody's skin and everyone's skin is so unique, this term really doesn't have any value or anything to back it up. So it's nice to kind of go in thinking, okay, it is a more sensitive product. However, it might not be sensitive to you, so it could still cause irritation. Non-toxic, another buzzword. Products love to label themselves as non-toxic, but what does that specifically mean? Essentially, that it doesn't contain anything that is known to be toxic or on the negative or bad list, I guess you could say, for chemicals. So the product is generally going to be safe. The next, and not typically non-toxic, is more with anything that you're, that is edible. So it's less for skincare. The next is going to be organic. Organic is a label that really, it depends on the certification that the product has, but organic generally means that the product has not been genetically modified, it's not been exposed to any synthetic herbicides or pesticides. However, there is a lot of crooked things in the industry, so it really is important to fact check and really double check these brands that you're partnering with to ensure that they are in fact sourcing their ingredients from organic farms. I can tell you that because of the restriction on organic ingredients, it is rather difficult to formulate an effective natural skincare product that is also organic. So a lot of brands, what they do is they'll actually purify the product or the ingredient after they get it to their lab. That's what we do at ClarityRx. So the ingredients are purified, think cleaning it up extremely well, like in terms of your vegetables and whatnot that you might get from the farmer's market. We take those to our lab, we clean them, and before we use any extracts or anything like that. So our products are extremely clean, which kind of takes it a step further from the organic, and we're able to use a lot of those ingredients that would otherwise not be available to us. It is also important to note that you can mark a product's price up pretty high just from that word organic. And so that alone is reason enough to proceed with caution, because when we look at those organic ingredients, how are they really affecting the skin if they've been purified? Genetically modifying ingredients is similar to lab synthesizing an ingredient, ultimately creating it in the lab. So I don't really tend to recommend organic skincare, especially because it is really difficult to create a pure and true organic crop in general. There are very large measures that you have to go through, in addition to having access to, for example, corn. There is probably no true organic corn on this planet due to herbicides and pesticides really being in our atmosphere and pollution and rainfall. So you would have had to save a kernel of corn from before we started incorporating those in our crops, which likely wasn't done for these skincare products. So again, it's just a term that that brands are usually using to mark a product up and really get more bang for their buck there. So the next is going to be paraben-free. So paraben-free, fortunately, we almost always see this in the industry. I don't know too many brands that are using parabens in their products. And that's really important, because parabens have been shown to be very toxic in terms of being a known carcinogen. So that one, you can trust that most brands that say they're paraben-free typically are. PFA-free. So PFAs are ultimately forever chemicals that your product might be exposed to from the packaging or the formulation process. This one hasn't really made its way too much to skincare yet, but I do imagine in the next few years that you'll start seeing products popping up that are PFA-free. It's just quite a process to really make a claim this bold. The next is going to be phthalate-free. Again, similar to parabens, phthalates are a hormone-disrupting ingredient that used to be used quite often, and now, fortunately, in the skincare world, we tend to avoid them like the plague. So in 2023, there was a study done, and it was quite fascinating for me. I read it inside and out over and over again. I was really, really interested by this, that ultimately claimed that all skincare, or nearly all skincare products that were being marketed as all natural, contain ingredients that trigger contact dermatitis. Now, this isn't super shocking if you really understand a skincare formulation with natural ingredients, Because ultimately, when you think natural, oftentimes we get confused and we think natural means sensitive. Whereas natural really just means it comes from the earth. And where do all of our allergens come from? Well, every spring and fall, I can tell you, we start to, sneeze and our nose starts to run because of the different allergens of the pollen and all of the things in our air. Same concept for skin. So if we are using a product that's formulated with natural skincare ingredients of products from these plants, naturally they're going to, potentially cause some sort of irritation when we put them on our skin. But why is that? So plants have defense chemicals, and these defense chemicals are created in order to protect the plant from pests, from wind, from harsh heat, from the sunlight, all those things. And so when they create these defense chemicals, those defense chemicals are super irritating for our skin. Think lavender and aloe. Oftentimes, when you use a product that's been cosmetically formulated with natural ingredients, it is likely to cause some sort of irritation because of the process that they took to create a skincare product using these plant-based ingredients. So oftentimes, they ignore the warnings of the irritation that comes from the plant, and they'll actually use the entire plant, grind it down or pull the extract from the plant with no regards to any cross-contamination of those defense chemicals. So now those defense chemicals are in the product and you just purchase them and they're on your skin, which is causing something I like to call inflammaging, which is premature aging due to inflammation. And it's probably the number one reason for all of the concerns that our clients are facing today is inflammation. So why would we want to cause more inflammation from a skincare product we purchased to ultimately help with the original concern that we had? We don't. And it's quite a shame that the majority of skincare products that are being marketed as natural have these types of irritants in the products to begin with. So I believe it was 1,600 products that were tested, and 97% of them came back with ingredients that cause potential or could potentially cause contact dermatitis. So going a little bit deeper in terms of the product formulation, there's another really important part that we often overlook. Oftentimes in the industry, I hear brands really boast and be truly excited about the water, that they don't use much water in their product. And the reason why is because historically, water in skincare can alter the pH of the product. Which ultimately changes the effects of the product and the efficacy. But there's one really important detail about using water in natural skincare and really any skincare product on the market. And if the product is being formulated in the United States, it's so unfortunate, but our water is not as clean as we think it is. I live in Los Angeles, and if you've ever gone on the EWG.com and put in your zip code, you can actually see the different levels of toxins in your water. And when I tell you, I have like over 410 times the daily limit of arsenic in my water at home, it's unreal. So proceed with caution, but I do recommend going on to EWG just to, you know better, you do better, hopefully, just for transparency and understanding what's in our water. Then you can make the really proper decisions for how you're going to incorporate that water into your life, whether you use a filter, etc. However, at home, if I were just taking a shower or washing my hands, I might notice that my skin gets dry, my hair gets brittle, my nails get thin, and over time, with repeated exposure, who knows what that water is going to essentially do to me. But what I can say is that when it comes to an actual skincare product that's incorporating that toxic water that has advanced delivery mechanisms that's driving that product deep into my skin, and now it's driving this water deep into my skin, I'm now poisoning my bloodstream. And that's where I have a problem. So in terms of even the water that's in your products, it's really important to make sure that the brands that you partner with have a purification system that is vast and is really going to purify the water and ensure that this product truly is clean. Because otherwise, you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back every time you use your skincare products. So at Clarity, we do things a little bit differently. And in regards to everything we just spoke about, I'll kind of jump to the water one first. We purify our water over 40 different times. It's actually so impressive how our entire system for water, but it's ultra purified, and it actually makes this medical grade distilled water. It's pretty insane how the process our water in America has to go through to become clean enough for our products and to be actually medical grade. But our water is ultra clean. In addition, we only use the purest parts of the plant. So we have a team of over 40 microbiologists and chemists that when we get any plant extracts, etc., which we only partner with, very esteemed farms and labs where we get our ingredients, and we ensure that there is no potential irritant in the product. So the ingredients are then purified. We, check them over and over again. They go through multiple processes. And lastly, we use minimal preservatives to ensure that the product is effective. So oftentimes, if you use an ingredient like phenoxyethanol, a very common cosmetic preservative, you would use a standard dosage based on the milliliters of the product. And for us, instead of doing that, we really want to save that space for effective ingredients that are calming and nourishing and really help our clients achieve their skincare goals. So instead, we actually take our product and we add in bacteria to it to see, well, how much preservative do we actually have to add to make this product effective? Well, we only need this amount, and we can also add in natural preservatives to complement the phenoxyethanol or whatever we're using to really ensure that the product is as sensitive as we say it is and is as effective as possible. The next thing to think about is the delivery mechanism. So at ClarityRx, we're medical grade. We actually have a phenomenal lab. We've won many awards. We've been featured in many journals as well. Our lab was one of the first, our lab was the first lab to incorporate antioxidants in an SPF. I dare you to find one SPF on the market these days that doesn't include antioxidants at this point. But we really noticed a gap when we saw that broad spectrum SPF really didn't cover everything, and it needed that antioxidant protection as well to further the coverage. But one thing in addition to that we boast on is our delivery mechanisms. So natural skincare is amazing, but it can only go so far on its own. For example, there's a couple different approaches that we have with our delivery mechanisms, and our patented delivery mechanisms is that. And there are 4 things that we really look to achieve with these delivery mechanisms. The first is penetration efficiency, so ensuring that the product is able to penetrate the epidermis. That's can be complicated. Obviously, we have an aqueous barrier, so it needs to be lipid soluble. It also needs to be have enhanced efficacy. And so what that means is, does this ingredient, yes, it gets to where it needs to go, but is it going to get compromised on the way? So what I mean is, for example, we have a CBD cleanser. It is 10 out of 10. If you haven't tried it, you would absolutely love it. The CBD cleanser, it sounds kind of counterproductive with including CBD in a cleanser or a product that you wash off, right? However, this cleanser is so smart and has such an advanced delivery mechanism where the cleanser actually separates the CBD into tiny droplets from the cleansing agent, and the CBD goes right in through the hair follicle, so you instantly get that dose of CBD. It's calming. It's really going to help strengthen the skin. It gives you a beautiful glow, but my favorite is anytime I wash my face, my skin gets so red. And now with the CBD cleanser, my skin is so calm when I cleanse. And it's really able to kind of go in while the rest of the product is cleansing. So that's my kind of real life example of really targeting our delivery mechanisms to be superior in regardless of what type of product we're utilizing. We also have targeted delivery mechanisms. We have a patented delivery mechanism called our subshell. It's kind of like an onion, and as you massage this product in, each subshell actually peels away and you get a surge of different ingredients. That one is remarkable. It's our Somebody to Love, which is a body product. We also have stability and protection. So this one is probably my favorite. I actually put out a few vitamin C serums on the chair, so please grab those before you leave. And I'm sorry, I'm about to ruin you for vitamin C serums forever because it is the bee's knees. So this vitamin C serum, as we know, ascorbic acid is highly unstable. And with this particular formulation, we're using something called tetrahexadecyl ascorbate. Say that 10 times fast. It is an oil-soluble vitamin C that has enhanced stability so that you can actually leave the product open in the sun in oxygen and it's not going to degrade. In fact, it converts to pure vitamin C deep into your skin where it really has to be to get the collagen synthesis benefits. Because fun fact, did you know you cannot create collagen in your skin without the presence of vitamin C? And you cannot get that vitamin C orally. You actually have to put this on topically to get those benefits. So if you don't have vitamin C in your skincare routine, now's the time to start because we're not getting any younger. And so we have two collections, that I wanted to highlight in our last few minutes here today. And the first one is our CBD Return to Calm collection. This has that patented delivery mechanism of CBD, which I really, really encourage checking for when you do purchase a CBD product. It is extracted as a powder, and so oftentimes brands think they can just put that, straight into their product when it really needs some sort of oil-soluble delivery mechanism. Most companies use something similar to a coconut oil, etc. We actually use pure sativa seed oil and extract, and so this is a broad spectrum product that really embodies the full CBD and hemp plant by using everything from the cannabis plant. The next is our C results, and this is the tetrahexadecyl ascorbate line I was mentioning before. It has a cleanser, we have a moisturizer, a serum, and an unbelievable eye cream in this line. And when I say, these two lines you really can do beautiful facials with. We have back bar treatments, back bar items with them as well as retail and travel. So whatever fits into your client's lifestyle, whether it be coming in to get a treatment or using these products with their regimen at home or on the go, we absolutely have that to take care of them. So thank you all so much for joining me today and helping us uncover a little bit of the really confusing beauty industry and skincare industry. I hope that you learned something new or had a great refresher today, and come see us at our booth. Just a couple, I think we're 406, I want to say. And enjoy the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.